Streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live. You're watching News 6 at noon.
Now at noon, a man accused of rape last week now facing additional charges. Why police fear there could be more victims. Plus, a fired Sanford police officer is now in custody facing a list of charges. The police chief's reaction in minutes. But first, we are following breaking news out of Seminole County after a scare at Lake Howell High School caused a major police presence. Seminole County Public Schools says the school was initially under a code red around 8:30 this morning. That was then downgraded to yellow and was eventually lifted. The district says the incident has been deemed as a hoax by law enforcement, and regular school operations have resumed. One parent, though, tells News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez they didn't find out it was a hoax for about 30 minutes.
So everybody was very nervous because it seemed like there were a lot of deputies coming and going inside of the school.
What was that moment like for you, out here at 30 minutes, something's going on, but you don't know what, and your daughter's inside?
I felt very scared, but I felt a lot better that she was able to communicate with me. So I'm glad that the school let them keep their cell phones and let them keep in contact with the parents. So that made me feel a lot better.
As CPS says, additional law enforcement and canine officers will remain on campus per safety protocols. A longtime and well-known Sanford police officer is now in custody, facing a list of charges. Investigators arrested Ronnie Neal after they say he billed the department for off-duty details that didn't exist. Your Seminole County community correspondent Catherine Silver is live at the Sanford Police Department, where the chief just spoke this morning. And Catherine, he says Neal was one of Sanford's top cops.
That's right. Ronnie Neal sat at the hand of the chief. He worked in professional standards. He was a public information officer. He was a member of the SWAT team. He has worked at this department for over 20 years, which is why the chief says he not only betrayed him professionally, but personally, and he also betrayed this department and the taxpayers. Now, what their criminal investigation has revealed so far is that the alleged crimes happened between October of 2023 to July of last year. The chief says that Ronnie Neal charged the city for 79 off-duty details that were made up. The location and the business was real, but the details were not. The police department found out when the finance department started asking questions. In November, they met with police administration, and that day the chief directed a sergeant to start a criminal investigation. Now, the chief says Neal was so high up that he was the one responsible with meeting vendors, giving them the overtime or detail rate and establishing those accounts, and that Neal would be the one that would assign officers to go out and do the work and then submit the invoices. When the chief spoke this morning about Neal, who he worked with so closely, he said now he doesn't know who Ronnie Neal is.
I can't tell you how pissed off I am. Betrayal. 2013, I took over this job. My goal was to develop relationships, partnerships, rebuild trust in this organization and trust in this community. Someone who has been a trusted employee betrayed that trust. He chose day in and day out to lie, cheat, and steal from this community. He took an oath to serve and protect. If you can't tell that I'm pissed, he used his badge and tarnished his badge and tarnished the trust.
Now, the chief says they are still gathering information, working with FDLE and the Secret Service. He would not share exactly how much money they believe that Neal stole from the city. We're also asking why a more than 20-year veteran at this department would put his retirement, the job, and his badge at jeopardy. Neal is now facing 80 felony counts. He is expected to face a judge from the jail this afternoon at 2 o'clock. We will be there. We'll have an update for you starting on News 6 at 4. For now, I'm live in Sanford. Catherine Silver, News 6.
Catherine, thank you. In Lake County, a jury is deliberating in the murder trial of a man accused of shooting and killing a store clerk during a robbery last year. Leesburg police arrested Alex Lopez for the shooting death of Raid Shahida. He was killed in May of 2024 at the Fast Stop Superette on Piccolo Road, east of US 441. Lopez is facing multiple charges, including firearm possession by a felon. Prosecutors are seeking life in prison. We'll stay on top of this and have more for you coming up on News 6 tonight. New at noon, Volusia County deputies have arrested an 18-year-old man accused of stealing his grandmother's gun. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office says Kendra Graham took the loaded gun from her apartment in Deltona. Officials say there were signs of forced entry to her bedroom, and that Graham has since been posting photos with the gun on social media. Graham faces charges of armed burglary and dwelling and grand theft of a firearm and is being held on no bond. Also new at noon in Orange County, a man accused of rape is now facing more charges, and deputies believe there may be multiple victims. Raphael Lerner was arrested last week on multiple charges, including 2 counts of sexual battery of a victim younger than 18. Lerner was back in court yesterday and was denied bond. This is for a new case involving a charge of sexual battery with a deadly weapon and a charge of false imprisonment, totaling 15 charges. Again, deputies believe there could be more victims. If you have any information, please call the Orange County Sheriff's Office non-emergency line. That is 407-836-HELP. A teenager is dead after a crash in Sumter County. This was the scene late last night on State Road 44, just east of I-75 near Wildwood. Florida Highway Patrol says the 16-year-old was trying to cross the road when he was hit by a pickup truck. He died at the scene. Sumter County deputies say the investigation slowed traffic to 1 lane in both directions. Another big move from President Trump as he declares the current leadership in Venezuela a terrorist organization and orders a total blockade on oil tankers entering or leaving the country. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez explains.
President Trump is accusing Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro of using stolen oil to finance terrorism, human trafficking, murder, and kidnapping, which led to this new order. The president's accusation and total blockage on oil tankers comes less than a week after the U.S. seized a tanker off the country's coast, a move Maduro's government called robbery and piracy. In that post on Truth Social, Trump said that Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. The Trump administration has also launched strikes on suspected drug vessels in the Caribbean, with the president repeatedly saying land strikes will come soon.
And we're not going to stand by and watch sanctioned vessels sail the seas with black market oil, the proceeds of which will fuel narco-terrorism of rogue and illegitimate regimes around the world.
The president is set to address the nation in a primetime speech tonight, which the White House says will focus on Trump's accomplishments over the last year. That's set for 9 o'clock. We will have live coverage right here on WKMG, and we will also be streaming that speech live on clickorlando.com. In the studio, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
The cost to build a new home in Orange County's second largest city could soon be going up. Tonight, leaders in Apopka are set to vote on a big increase to impact fees. As News 6's Angie Casada explains, while not everyone will have to pay, some are still worried about the long-term impacts.
Impact fees help pay for public services like police, fire, and parks and recreation. Those costs have surged in recent years, prompting the city to consider a significant increase. The city hired a consulting firm to study the fees, and the recommendation includes some of the biggest jumps in police and fire costs for new development.
It's great for the city to be growing, getting more recognition, but at the same time, as someone who's lived here my whole life, it's really hard to watch all the open fields, orange groves, everything just being developed over.
Apopka resident Chloe Solier has seen the city transformed, and that transformation comes at a cost that could force her out.
As, someone who wants to own a house one day, just watching all the costs of living raising so much, it's hard to think about yet another cost being added on top of that.
The police impact fee for a new single-family home would increase by hundreds of dollars, with even larger increases for some commercial properties.
Yes, obviously you want to support the fire department, the police department, all that, but it really just depends. Sometimes it's not just a yes, I want to or no, I don't want to. It's a can you.
State law limits impact fee increases to 50% unless there's an extraordinary circumstance. The city says Apopka's population has grown by nearly 22,000 people since 2010, which could meet that requirement.
Reporting in Orange County, I'm Angie Casada, News 6.
And for a little perspective here, for a single-family home, fees would go up by more than $1,000 to cover police, fire, and park services. That's in addition to other fees like road impacts. Tonight's meeting is set for 7 o'clock.
3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff. Go SpaceX. Go Starlink.
Another beautiful launch on our Space Coast by SpaceX. It happened just before 8:45 this morning. 29 more Starlink satellites launched on top of a Falcon 9 rocket from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center. Looking absolutely beautiful out there. A local high school football team is celebrating a big win. Coming up, we hear from the players of Lake Mary High School asking how they managed to pull off the state championship. Candace.
And of course, they were playing in the rain, and some of us are dealing with a little bit of rain so far this afternoon as we are watching a couple scattered showers slowly moving onshore there in Brevard County. But rain chances are expected to start ticking up just a bit by tomorrow. We'll be talking about what the main event is and any changes we can expect for your weekend coming up in minutes.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
A huge celebration is happening for the Lake Mary High School football team. Days after their dramatic state championship win, the school is inviting the community to honor the players and coaches who made it all happen. News 6's Mark Lehman caught up with the team, cleaning out their lockers one final time.
It's been a whirlwind few days for the Lake Mary Rams, who are coming off their first ever football state title. As they're now celebrating with the community, we're hearing from the players who pulled off the final play that made all of this possible. It's a final return to the locker room for the Florida High School 7A football champs, a feat only possible after one of the wildest plays in recent memory, a Hail Mary from Lake Mary Saturday night in Miami. What's going through your mind as that play is unfolding?
Yeah, I was just telling myself, just give them a chance.
Quarterback Noah Grubbs calls the play a true team effort and reflection of the Rams' determination.
They came through in clutch, and then they made it.
Being at the right place at the right time, the ball was deflected into my hands, and then obviously I tried to score right from there because I know this is the last play.
Wide receiver Barrett Schultz making the reception, but knew he needed help. In comes teammate Tavarius Brunridge Jr.
I knew if I get to like the side, kind of on the behind, he can give me a lateral pass. So then I took the lateral, and then I seen one man, and I was like, one man can't stop me, man. We finna get in this touchdown.
Along with the extra point in poor conditions, the plays made history for the first-time state champs. Every player now soaking in all the tremendous support from the community.
Through thick and thin, you guys stuck it out with us, and that's what we appreciate all the time.
So much love and support from the community, the fans, like everyone. It's unbelievable.
The principal here says everyone in the community is welcome to the Ram Nation State Championship celebration that begins at 5:30 with a presentation at 6:30 tonight. In Lake Mary, I'm your Seminole County Community Correspondent Mark Lehman, News 6.
And a big congratulations to them. A heads up for some of you in Lake Seminole and Volusia counties. You may notice smoke today. That's because of a controlled burn. The Florida Forest Service says it will burn 900 acres in Lake County near DeBerry and Sanford. Seminole County fire officials say they've been getting reports of smoke in the northwest area of the county. The Florida Forest Service asks that you do not call 911 to report smoke or haze, only to report thick columns of smoke or flames. The state says the fire is about a mile north of State Road 46 for hazardous fuel reduction, and you will likely see smoke near this area. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here, and Candace, we're of course in our dry season where this is typical. A few isolated showers today, but not enough to help out with any of those drought numbers.
Exactly, yeah. Our dry season has been abnormally dry, unfortunately, over the last couple of weeks, but of course, those prescribed burns they're crucial to making sure that our fire season doesn't get out of control. All right, let's talk about the weather forecast. Over the next couple of hours, we are going to continue to see some of those scattered showers once again skirting across areas of Brevard County right there along the barrier islands. Other than that, though, we are looking mostly dry throughout the majority of Central Florida, with everybody warming up already into those mid-70s. We're at 75 degrees already in the Villages, 73 in Deltona. The only real coolest spot across Central Florida, 68 degrees right now for you guys there in Palm Coast. So this is what to expect for today and even into the weekend. Gradual warming trend. We have a little more cloud cover around. I got a couple scattered showers, but we're going to bump up those rain chances just a bit for Thursday night and into early Friday morning. That's all associated with a cold front that, as it comes through Central Florida, will produce a little more moisture. Maybe a few isolated showers, maybe even a rogue thunderstorm or two can't be ruled out. But once that front clears, highs are still going to be flirting with the 80s as we head into the weekend, which is really going to be the story even into early next week and into your Christmas holiday. So as we look here at the clouds and rain futurecast, you can see a couple scattered showers here and there as we head into your Thursday, but then that front will really start to approach. We'll bump up those rain chances primarily by midnight on Friday, bringing with us some scattered showers while most folks there are asleep. Early Friday morning, that front will finally clear. The skies will clear behind it, and we will be noticing kind of a shift in our weather pattern. Things have been pretty unsettled for the past couple of days, not in the way that we've had a lot of rain, but the cloud cover has stuck around a little bit. We've had that strong breeze in place, so it hasn't been ideal, very typical December weather. It looks like we will start to see more of that sunshine and more calmer weather as we head into your weekend and into early next week. But now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for today.
Your forecast is sponsored by Strata Services.
All right, our highs this afternoon back into those mid to upper 70s. Again, a warmer day than yesterday. We are going to keep that cloud cover overhead throughout the majority of the day, as well as tonight. And because we have that cloud cover overnight as well, it's also going to keep us warm. So temperatures where we were today in the 40s and 50s, tonight we're going to be more 50s and 60s. Could even get close to a couple 70s in the mix there in parts of Brevard County. But really the warming trend is not only the story for us here in Central Florida, but especially across other parts of the country. This is the temperature outlook, and these shadings basically tell us how much further above or below average. So you can see we're going to be well above average in parts of New Mexico, areas of Colorado, even into California. Locally here, it looks like we'll be running temperatures about 3 to 5 degrees above average. And so that's certainly going to be felt as well Christmas morning. So here's a quick little snapshot. This is Christmas morning, let's say about 7 a.m. You can see temperatures will be in the upper 50s, low 60s. So very similar to the temperatures we'll be waking up to tomorrow morning. And then for your holiday highs on Christmas, you can see temperatures will be back into those upper 70s, almost area-wide. So the weather that we're experiencing this weekend will be very similar to what you can expect for your Christmas holiday. And it looks like as of right now, your best shot for rain in the next 7 days comes late Thursday into Friday, with winter officially beginning on Sunday. Julie.
Candace, thank you. The holiday season is ramping up, and federal officials have a warning for you as you head out on your next flight. After the break, the hefty fine you could face should you face a conflict with a TSA agent. Here's a live look over downtown Orlando from our Light Orlando Delivering Hope camera. You're watching News 6 at noon. We'll be right back. Just days before the busy travel week, the TSA is sending a clear warning to travelers. The agency posted on its social media there will be zero tolerance for assaulting TSA officers. Fines will be issued up to $17,000. This warning comes after a fight with an officer at a Las Vegas airport. AAA expects more than 122 million people will travel Saturday through New Year's Day. FIFA is cutting prices for the World Cup in 2026, which includes at least one game here in Florida at Hard Rock Stadium. The governing body of soccer says it is due to global backlash over high ticket costs. FIFA says $60 tickets will be given to national team federations to offer those up to their fans. Some of those tickets will also be available for the final, which had been priced upwards of $4 grand. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, we have some breaking news coming in. A jury has reached a verdict in the trial of a man facing charges for shooting and killing a store clerk during a robbery last year. The jury has found Alex Lopez guilty of shooting Raid Shahade. We'll stay on top of this and have more for you coming up tonight on News 6. So stay with us and also check out clickorlando.com. Candace, a little bit gloomy out there.
It is kind of overcast at times. We are going to continue to see added cloud cover. We have a new system that's coming in. It's really not going to be packing a cold punch with it, but it will be bringing us a little more rain in the forecast. But temperatures, you can see, come Saturday and Sunday, the sun will return, things will stabilize. It just will be a bit on the warmer side than usual, which is going to look very similar to what you can expect on Christmas.
Nice warm Christmas for us.
Yes.
Candace, thank you. And thank you for joining us this noon. Our next newscast is at 4, and you can always check out clickorlando.com for any updates. Have a great day.